Welcome to the new video about Seven Knights Rebirth, and today I wanted to talk a little bit actually about the Infinite Tower, provide some tips. Maybe some of you are going to find this helpful, interesting. Basically everyone is able to progress here, even free-to-play players, to higher stages without a lot of issues if you're going to know just a few tips about it. So yeah, let's talk about it. Actually, before we're going to start, just for you to understand the characters which we have here, especially debuffers like CC characters who are going to apply different effects like stun, shock, paralysis, petrifying, something like that, they're going to be just really great in this mode, and if you have such characters you obviously should use them. And the only aspect which you should pay attention to is going to be speed. You want to be faster, you want to apply debuffs to all the opponents, ideally paralyze all of them or whatever is going to be the case, and just slowly destroy them, and so on and so forth. In this case it's not going to be that difficult, but yeah, you want to be faster, otherwise you're going to receive on your side the same issue, and opponents are going to actually apply different effects, different debuffs to your team. Up to level 60, I believe, is going to be not that difficult to progress, just because you're able to get through it with a brute force without paying a lot of attention to what's going on and how it's actually working. But later on it's going to become more and more difficult, especially with a lot of different effects which opponents are going to provide and apply to your team, and yeah, this is going to be an issue. Why is it important also to do the Infinite Tower? Well, it's going to provide you additional resources. You will get tickets for summons, you will get gold, you will get some fodders, some keys, and so on and so forth. At floor 100 you're going to receive a random ticket for a legendary character, which is nice, and after that each 10 stages is going to be like 110 is going to be 1 brilliant, 120 is going to be 2 brilliants. After that there are going to be again random characters, random cards each 10 floors, so it's going to improve your account by kinda a lot. That's why you actually want to progress here as far as you can. And for sure, for those players who are spenders, who are pay-to-win players, for them doing this activity is going to be easier. Obviously dupes, they're going to play a role here, gears as well. As soon as you're going to start farming 6-star gears, as soon as you're going to upgrade it, equip all accessories, so on and so forth, and enhance skills of your characters, is going to be probably just a joke. But for free-to-play players I believe it might be an issue, because we don't have such a luxury, we don't have such amount of different characters available, and even if you were lucky with summons and you have some, it's going to take quite some time to actually upgrade them and bring to a certain level to being able to compete here. So what's the trick and which moment should you pay attention to, have a look at it, and understand how you should deal with that? Obviously you need to have one main DPS, which is for majority I believe is going to be Theo. He is going to be great there. If not, any other AoE DPS unit is going to be perfect. For early stagers there are going to be some moments where you're going to receive kinda tanky compositions, and you will probably want to use like 2 or 3 DPS units. It really depends on the situation, but overall, when you're having a look at the floor, for example, here you can see the team which you're going to face here. And really important part is going to actually read what kind of passives and what kind of attacks they're going to provide to you. So here you can see, for example, this character, he's going to apply silence, which is really annoying. The other character here, he's going to apply paralysis. Next one, what is it? Skill cooldowns. Okay, there is nothing that you can do about it, at least I don't know anything. Shock effect. And here we have So overall, a full team just of debuffers, which are going to be really annoying, and you're going to skip a lot of turns and so on and so forth. Which one of them are the most annoying? Well, the paralysis is going to be really annoying, the shock effect is going to be really annoying, and petrify is going to be really annoying. Silence is kinda an effect which is a little bit weird. You're not able to use your skills, but still your characters, at least they're able to act and deal some damage. They're not going to use skills, but yeah, at least they're able to act. So what should you do? This character is really annoying, and if you don't have a full team of debuffers on your side, if you're not able to paralyze all of them, or whatever is going to be kind of a debuff, you need to use characters which are going to provide you immunity to all these effects, and it's kind of an easy one process, to be honest. The only thing that you should do is to just focus on progressing these characters specifically, and we're going to put, for example, Chloe. So what do we have here? When we are looking at Chloe, immune to shock, great. Here what do we have? Paralysis immunity, great. For Lucy we have poison immunity, but again, for example, you can switch here with the character who is going to provide immunity to petrify. So this is going to be Daisy, the legendary character, or is going to be, where is she? Oh my god, I lost her. Black Rose. Yeah, she's able to provide petrify immunity. In this case, they're not going to apply any debuffs. Overall, among some of the characters which are providing immunity, there are healers. They're quite a good healers, and you don't really need to, you know, worry about healing aspect. You don't really need to unlock for some of them 3 or 4 slots. Obviously it's going to be helpful and it's going to improve your performance by a lot, but if you have, for example, your main healer, the best healer that you have, that one that you work the most, and in my case this is Lina, one main DPS, they're going to act on the stages where there are, let's say, 2 effects, the most important and annoying. Well, in this case you're going to use 2 characters. So when you understand that there is a stage where there are 4 different effects and you're not able to bring all these 4 characters, otherwise they're not going to survive long, and so on and so forth. In this case, there are different characters which actually can remove different effects and remove debuffs. For example, Lucy, again, she is going to be great because she is going to remove up to 3 debuffs from the whole your team. So basically, this is going to be perfect. The most important part here is going to be that you need to follow for the most annoying effects, which are going to prevent your actions, prevent your turns, and if you're going to deal with them, all the rest effects Lucy will be able to remove. So yeah, the most important characters which I can mention here from our section, they're going to be obviously Ivan, because he's going to provide stun immunity, Yui, she's going to provide burn immunity, Karen is going to provide bleed immunity. About Jin, he actually is able to provide silence immunity, I guess. Yes, silence immunity. For the Black Rose, petrify immunity. Feng Yan, it's freeze immunity, and I believe that's pretty much it. The death immunity from Leo, but I didn't really work on him, I didn't really try it. I guess in some cases he might worth it, but yeah, I don't know. For me, he wasn't really that important with Lucy. The death effect is not going to stop you from acting, from doing any actions, and for example, you will be able to remove all the debuffs and stacks of death with Lucy, for example. From Ariel, she is able to provide also burn immunity, and she is a buffer for mage composition. But overall, what do we have here as well? Actually, Cleo might be not a bad option here, for example, because she's providing the silence immunity, but also she's a debuffer, so she's able to apply Petrify effect up to 3 enemies for 40% chance, yeah, 40% chance. And the poison effect, which is not that bad, so this is actually pretty much useful. And yeah, I believe with rare characters that might be really that useful here. That's pretty much it. Again, the most important part here is going to be about upgrading them up to a certain amount of stars. So let's say it's not really a cool thing to, you know, fuse them or let's say rank them up with using the materials which you're going to farm from the dungeons. It's a little bit of a waste of resources, and you want to use them for legendary characters. When we're talking about rare characters, obviously you have a chance to actually receive them from fusion. When, for example, you're going to fuse from 4 stars to 5 stars, you have kinda higher chances to get yourself rare characters, and it might happen, but the guaranteed one is going to be, let's say, guaranteed, because yeah, the percentages that you have here for legendary characters, it's like almost nothing. It's almost you have no chances, but it happens sometimes. Anyways, here you're going to receive a 6-star character, playable character, not just a fodder, and this is actually going to be a good thing, because you might get yourself specifically the characters which you're missing, and they're already going to be at 6 stars, and they're going to work pretty much decent. Yeah, after that you will have to work a little bit on their gears, and maybe for some of them which are really important and useful in pretty much every content, you might consider yourself unlocking gear slots, but it's not a top priority. It's going to be the question only after reaching certain stages of farming gears, of farming story mode, and so on and so forth, when all your main characters, like legendary characters, are going to be progressed as much as you need. Yeah, in my case, for example, floor 89, I'm not able to clear it right now, only due to issue of survivability because of Chloe. She's providing a really important one, shock immunity, and she's the only character which is dying here. For example, Victoria, she's able to survive long enough, she provides paralysis immunity. Chloe, unfortunately, with 4 stars, she's dying. And I'm going to work now in the nearest future a little bit on fusion of different characters, on unlocking different slots, on progressing and leveling up some gears which I farmed, and this kind of decent one, really nice. And after that I will continue to progress with the Infinite Tower. I believe that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.